And let me just give you an example of what happened there. Because we had incentives, the community college presidents got together and they decided all of them to go to semesters.
30 seconds.
Because semesters are much more efficient. We were allowed to keep the monies. And as we developed the curriculum, we added service learning. We added capstone projects to involve our students on the community. Better learning took place because of that. So because of the incentives, we went to semesters. We were much more efficient. Also, we had better outcomes. So at the end, I would like to please reconsider the funding formula to make sure it has increments. We do it incrementally over the years.
2 minutes.
And also add incentives to it. Thank you very much.
I'm Jim Fong, Director of the Job Council and the Rural Workforce Partnership, which is the local workforce investment board for Southern Oregon. I'm up here with our regional partners from across our region, representing the continuum from prenatal to age 24, including Commission on Children and Families, school districts, Southern Oregon ESD, Rural Community College, you name it. We're up here together modeling the systems integration, collaboration, and partnership envisioned with the creation of OEIB. We want you to know that we are working it. We're moving forward as system conveners and institutional partners to create the creator-to-career systems transformation and new models that will create the improved early childhood development, education, higher education, and workforce readiness competencies and outcomes we're wanting to create, all while Oregon's investment in these systems continues to decrease relative to ever-increasing needs. We're working it. As a workforce board, we're joined at the hip with our economic and regional economic and business partners, creating those manufacturing e-commerce jobs that will create jobs, and tying those to these systems and creating that career opportunity. I encourage you to do similar partnerships with the State Oregon Workforce Investment Board. Finally, we're working in creating these comprehensive youth success initiatives. We're focused right now on dual enrollment, which I'll let Kirk talk about for 30 seconds, as well as a reformation of our early childhood partnerships in preparation for the hubs. We just want you to know we're working it. Kirk, do you want to say something? Oh, Kirk didn't come up. That's okay. We're working on dual enrollment. We came together very quickly, and we're working with RCC to create increasing dual enrollment just within this program here, in anticipation of where OEIB is going. Susan, do you want to do that early childhood, or do you want to do that on your time later? She'll do that on her time later. That's it.
Hi, my name is Rick Leibowitz. I'm director at the Small Business Development Center at Road Community College. I kind of bring a different perspective as I'm not an educator. I'm a business counselor. Most of my life has been spent in private industry. I've started 4 businesses from concept to reality to profitable operations. I consider myself a realist who likes to follow dreams. Going from dream to reality is no easy task. It takes hard work, perseverance, takes a good plan, and it takes investment. I look at the 40-40-20 as a bold and admirable dream. You are asking for 100% education productivity. Any realist knows that 100% productivity is just not achieved. While you ask RCC to help you achieve this bold dream, I've watched the state's investment in RCC go down. Any realist knows you can't cut your way to the bottom line. As a realist, I'd like to comment more specifically on your plan, but until your plan identifies specific investment to achieve specific goals, it remains nothing more than a dream. The timing of funding to outcomes passes the buck to the communities. Any realist knows the more populated and wealthier communities will have a greater chance of success. Why create a dream of 100% achievement without 100% commitment in investment?
30 seconds.
If you want to set bold dreams, it takes bold investment.
Thank you for your time tonight, for coming to Southern Oregon. I'm here tonight because I'm angry. I read the OEIB report and it made me mad. I was already mad because of the direction education in the United States is going. Don't get me wrong, there are good pieces in the OEIB report. A little background about me. I got my bachelor's and master's degree from Southern Oregon University. I have two elementary children in the Grants Pass School District. According to ODE's Blue Book, my children are in an unsuccessful school. I would never move them. Their teachers are amazing. They get every opportunity I would ask for them to get. The only change I would ask is for smaller class sizes and less of these unnecessary demands on their educators. I look how overwhelmed they are, and I don't understand how they do it. And Grants Pass apparently has some of the smallest class sizes in Southern Oregon. And so I can't imagine how some of these other districts are doing it. Millions of dollars have been cut from education in Oregon. Don't ask for more without funding education first. Earlier this month, Mr. Saxton, head of ODE, said equity is not about opportunity, it's about outcomes. I couldn't disagree more. That was part of what got me angry. Tonight, Mr. Cruz said give people maximum local control, but I see you don't give the money and you propose all these demands at a higher level, and so that to me is the opposite of that. These trade-offs, this outcome-based funding will further damage education in Oregon.
30 seconds. That
doesn't work for me as a parent or a citizen. This data center will measure everything that is wrong with education in the United States. It will measure what does not matter to me as a parent and as a citizen. How many parents ask what a teacher's test scores are? I ask, are you going to teach my child to the best of your ability? Are you going to put maximum effort in? That's what matters to me, that they care about my child, not that they have best test scores in the district. Fund a full school year. Don't add a greater burden to schools that will burn more educators out. Allow them to thrive so my children can thrive, and so they continue to teach children well. Restore education funding first and foremost before you do anything else. Thank you.
Gio Alegna, Sheila Riviera, Maria Alegna, and Maria Nunez.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Sheila Rivera. Primeramente, quiero agradecer por haber venido aquí a Medford para escuchar nuestras ideas y preocupaciones.
Good evening, my name is Sheila Rivera. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming here to Medford to listen to our ideas and our concerns.
Soy parte de un grupo de padres Voces Unidas. Nosotros estamos aprendiendo cómo es que como padres podemos ayudar a nuestros hijos en su educación pública.
We are part of a parent group, Voces Unidas. We have been learning how we, as parents, can help support our children in their public education.
Nosotros tenemos los mismos sueños para nuestros hijos graduarse de la prepa.
We have the same dreams for our children. Graduate from high school.
Un título universitario y una carrera donde ellos puedan compartir su conocimiento para el bienestar de la comunidad.
A university degree and a career where they can share their knowledge for the well-being of the community.
Nuestra realidad, en lugar de 40-40-20,
our reality is instead of 40-40-20,
es 40-5-1.
Is 45-1.
40 se gradúan, 5 van a la universidad y con un título universitario.
40 graduate from high school, 5 go on to the university, and 1 receive a bachelor degree.
Para hablar francamente, nos preocupa mucho la educación que reciben nuestros hijos.
Frankly speaking, we are worried about the education that our children receive.
Por ejemplo, en la primaria y la secundaria, este año en Medford han cancelado las conferencias para los padres y maestros.
For example, this year in elementary and middle school, the parent-teacher conferences have been canceled.
Los niños del kinder solo tienen 3 horas de instrucción, incluso en las escuelas de título 1.
Students in kindergarten only receive 3 hours of instruction, even in the Title I schools.
O sea, los estudiantes de mayor porcentaje que viven en la pobreza y que no pueden costear una educación preescolar.
Therefore, those would be children who live in a high percentage of children living in poverty, whose families cannot afford private preschool services.
Muchos, por varias razones, no califican para las clases de Head Start.
Many of these families, for various reasons, did not qualify for Head Start.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Leopoldo Alegría y soy un integrante del Comité de Padres de Estudiantes de la North Medford High School.
My name is Leo Alegría, and I'm a member of the parent group here at North Medford High School.
¿Qué podemos hacer para remediar estas pólizas?
What can we do to remedy these policies?
¿Cómo podemos enfrentar estas decisiones?
How can we confront these decisions?
Las cifras del progreso anual siguen demostrando una brecha académica para los estudiantes de ILL y para los latinos.
The data for annual yearly progress continues to demonstrate that there exists an achievement gap for ELL and Latino students.
En Medford, cuando se habla del progreso anual para estudiante latino, vemos que en el año 2011 al 2012,
in the Medford School District, when we talk about AYP in the year 2011-2012,
solo 44% pueden alcanzar las normas estatales en matemáticas,
only 44% reach benchmarks in math,
55% en lectura,
55% in reading,
37% en ciencias
37% in science,
y 62% en escritura.
and 62% in reading.
Para los que están aprendiendo inglés, 26% en matemáticas,
For those who are English language learners, 26% in math,
29% en lectura,
29% in reading,
19% en ciencias
19% in science,
y solo 6% en escritura.
and only 6% in writing.
En casi cada área de enfoque, los muchachos latinos están por lo menos 20% atrás.
In every focus area, Latino students are at least 20% behind.
Para los de IL, de 40 a 60% atrás.
And for kids who are ELL students, from 40 to 60% behind.
Me imagino que eso es una realidad para latinos por todo el estado.
And I believe this is probably a reality for Latino students throughout the state.
Si las estadísticas ahora están mal, ¿cómo puedo imaginar cómo van a ser cuando los niños pobres, sin importar su etnicidad, ya ni siquiera tengan acceso a educación preescolar o kinder?
So I can just imagine if the statistics are poor now, one can only imagine how they'll be for children who live in poverty regardless of their ethnic background when they are have limited preschool and kindergarten services.
Es sumamente preocupante.
This is extremely worrisome.
Necesitamos una reforma en educación.
We need education reform.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es María Eugenia Cortés de Alegría.
My name is María Eugenia Cortés de Alegría.
Necesitamos una reforma en educación.
We need education reform.
Proponemos que implementen una manera de poder verificar el rendimiento académico de nuestros hijos.
We would like you to implement a way that we can verify the academic achievement of our children.
Que nos permita verificar cómo es que nuestros hijos se están desarrollando académicamente
That will allow us to see how our children are developing academically.
y cómo podemos nosotros ser parte en el apoyo de su aprendizaje.
And how we can support their education.
Así podemos empezar a cerrar la brecha académica
This is one way we can begin to close the achievement gap
que existe entre nuestros hijos comparado con otros estudiantes etnias.
that exists for our student as compared to other ethnic groups.
La comunidad latina está creciendo más rápido que todos los otros grupos étnicos.
The Latino community is growing faster than all the other ethnic groups in this state.
En este estado. Lo que quiere decir es que el futuro de nuestro estado depende de la educación de estos niños.
So what this is saying is that the future of this state depends on the education of these children.
Ya no son una pequeña parte, sino van a ser una mayoría, y si no tienen las habilidades y conocimiento que necesitan, ¿cómo es que van a poder compartir?
They were no longer a small part of the system and will soon be a majority. And if they don't have the skills and knowledge they need now, how will they be able to compete?
Buenas noches, mi nombre es María Núñez.
My name is Maria Nunez. Good evening.
Más preocupante es que las peores estadísticas salen en las áreas de matemáticas, ciencias.
What is even more concerning is that the worst statistics are in the area of math and science.
¿Cómo el mundo va cambiando a un mundo manejado?
As the world is changing and everything is run
por la tecnología, ¿cómo es que nuestros hijos pueden ser parte de este cambio?
and everything is run by technology, how is it that our children can be part of this change?
Si el Departamento de Educación del Estado
If the Oregon Department of Education
no implementa programa que beneficia a todos los estudiantes,
does not implement programs that benefit all students,
nos vamos a encontrar en una situación demorosa para la estabilidad económica del Estado.
we will find ourselves in a dangerous situation regarding economic stability of the state.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Daniel Burtis, Dave Marles, Michael Endercott, and Teresa McCarty. Let's have Judy Christensen.
Hello, my name is Dave Marks. I'm an educator for almost 30 years. I'm also a parent of 2 college-age students. My children, my oldest is planning to leave Oregon next year to go out of state to finish his degree because he can find out-of-state tuitions less than Oregon in-state tuition. He can also find programs that have openings, which Oregon does not at this time. One of my concerns about the college programs is also the integration. I do appreciate the fact that we're trying to go all the way through and include the colleges. I think that's been a disconnect in education in Oregon for a long time. One of the things that I have concern about, I think we need to go back and look at our degree programs for our colleges and make sure that the classes they take have value. My son ended up in 2 years of college repeating several high school classes just because he hadn't taken AP classes. But it was all the same stuff. He had no studying. It was just getting the work done and moving through it. And also paying college rates for PE classes. What a joke. We need to really focus on the programs and get kids in the program immediately. I'm also a special education teacher. Right now, I have 55 middle school students on my caseload. In many states, that's illegal. It's not in Oregon. We need to be looking at all of our students and how we can get funding for them for the programs they need. I also work in a school district that we have 11% of our budget goes to transportation. So while many other districts have that money going towards curriculum and other programs, our money goes to busing, and we lose out, and our students lose out and are less prepared.
30 seconds.
Since 2007, my paycheck has dropped. We are right now looking at an 11-day cut. I do not have a contract for this school year. Every year, we're back at the table, trying to figure out how to balance the budget. We see it going out the door in ways that do not help education. I ask that we try to have local funding, local options, and not spend money on outside ideas that we can get to the outcomes, get to the goals with local planning. Thank you.
My name is Judy Christensen, and I'm an employee at District 7 in Grants Pass. I really hadn't planned on speaking tonight, so I'm underdressed, but one of the things that I see missing from every piece of this puzzle is where do the support professionals fit into this picture? We're supposed to all be at the table for the compact discussions. We're supposed to be part of some of this. But I see nothing in anything that's come out of the OEIB or anything else that addresses where do we fit. There's a myth out there that those of us, I've been doing this for 25 years, that those of us who work as support professionals are doing it for a new TV or to help make a new car payment. I have news for all of you. We do it because we love it. We do it because we love the kids. I have a 3rd grade reading class, a 4th grade reading class, a 5th grade math class, a 2nd grade reading mastery class, and a 5th grade reading class. Have I missed anybody? And I supervise the cafeteria, and I work in the office.
30 seconds.
We are a part of this system, and we need to be included and respected as a part of this system. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael Endicott. I teach at Grants Pass High School. To start with, I think it's important to say that we need to educate the whole child. We need to meet them where they are and do everything in our power to take them where they want to go. We need to treat them as more than left brain collections of test scores and assessment results. They have passion and they must have agency in their own education. No OEIB document I have read portrays or describes them as being anything more than narrow achievement scores. The OEIB needs to really use language more carefully and recognize that Oregon's children are not underserved by their schools as described in this document. They are underserved by their government through funding deficiencies. We are at a time of extreme cognitive dissonance. We continue to underfund or defund education and expect better outcomes at the same time. That's not possible. To reduce this dissonance, we need more funding with fewer strings. We need fewer state directives and more flexibility at the local level to meet the needs of our community's children. For education truly is a community endeavor. That's how it started. That's what makes it powerful.
30 seconds.
If we don't do these things, we will not support the governor's priorities or meet the basic needs of our students. The Pharaohic bricks without straw strategy is a proven loser. I'm dissatisfied with the state's performance on education, and I don't think this report is making it better. And the last thing I want to say is, I'm an educator, and I vote.
My name is Tracy McCarty, and I'm currently a junior at Southern Oregon University, and I also just graduated from Roe Community College after 3 years there, and I was a member of their student government. I mostly wanted to speak because I wanted to address something that I saw in here, that they want to give priority to need-based over buying down tuition costs. And as a need-based student, I have not only received Pell Grant for every year that I've been in college, but I've also gotten 4 different academic scholarships. And they're the only thing keeping me in college. I'm definitely a need-based student. But at the same time, I think that the priority needs to go to buying down tuition, because that's going to help everybody, not just the needs-based people. And it will also help the needs-based people because they're going to not have to shell out as much money for tuition. They can spend more on living costs. I can barely afford to go to college right now, and I get, like I said, a Pell Grant and 3 different scholarships. And part of that is because the tuition is so high. And I think that if we spread it out so that all tuition is less, more people are going to be able to go to college. And saying that it's just needs-based isn't really fair. I have a lot of friends whose parents make enough that they're not considered needs-based, but their parents can't afford to send them to college, not at today's tuition prices. And so my friends have to work full-time to go to college to pay for classes that they can't pass because they're working 40 hours a week. I worked 10 hours a week for a lot of the time I was at Roe Community College, and I barely managed to handle that and keep up my grade point average to get the academic scholarships that are paying for me to go. So I think that lowering tuition prices needs to be the priority because it's going to help everybody, not just the really poor, and not that way we're going to have everybody in school, not just the really poor and not just the really rich.
Thank you for coming this evening, and just another quick reminder, please fill out the form. That information too will be shared with the governor and the entire OEIB board.